Why are you not in SF, which is the capital for AI?
I'm here because I know that where you're located is something people over-index on, and you can build a global category-defining generational company that leads their category from anywhere in the world.
You tweeted this one. I'm really curious.
Okay.
You say that building in Europe is a competitive advantage. I have companies in Spain. I don't see it that way.
Okay.
Very bureaucratic. You've been obviously lots of times in San Francisco, I imagine, and I've seen. Why are you not in SF, which is the capital for AI? Why are you here in
Fair
Stockholm?
question.
Amazing city, by the way. But
I'm here because I know that where you're located is something people over-index on, and you can build a global category-defining generational company that leads their category from anywhere in the world if you assemble the right people.
Okay, that's interesting. People like local talent, and of course, people also come here because it's a great location in comparison to others, like I don't know, Singapore, Dubai, or depends on which New York. No.
Yeah, so these are all good places. I just think you can do it in Europe. What we have going for us is that there's more raw talent, and we are the number one talent magnet in Stockholm, right?
Yeah,
so that is a competitive advantage. There are also many reasons. You mentioned bureaucracy, and like moving people around in Europe is quite easy, but there are things that are beneficial in the US. Like there are more people who have scaled companies from 100 million ARR to billions of ARR and have that skill, very valuable skill set in the US. So for many reasons it is what I say playing on hard mode to build from Europe. But I know it can be done, and it's execution is all that matters. The team is all that matters. So it can be done.
Do you think also there's an exponential factor just to close this theme? Like you have Spotify, which like is here, I believe, in Stockholm. The HQs, they opened the market, and then you have the Skype founder. Like you have several founders that have pushed, and then perhaps Lobo is the next generation for other founders to build here. Do you think there's an exponential into the?
Yeah, look, I think if I go back, like why am I a founder? It's always about seeing someone else doing something, getting inspired. Like that's that's why humans do things. And there's been a lot of these stories in Stockholm that prove that it could be done. And I think I want to see more of those stories here. I want to see more of those stories in other places in Europe. And I know that will cause the next generation or the current generation of potential founders to be more successful.
Awesome. So Lowell's values, another tweet is chip fast ownership and no shoes.
Yeah.
We're currently without shoes.
Great.
So I asked, this is the first office I've been in Stockholm, if this is normal. They've told me that this is not the norm.
Yeah.
So if we could go with chip fast ownership and of course no shoes, can you explain why?
So we spoke about the chip fast, like just being bold and thinking in terms of like, does this make sense? And rather than copying someone else, it has been the key to our success. Our product has been absolutely leading in this category since we started. High ownership, as I said, like I think the most important thing is you have a team that really cares, and that requires a lot of ownership. And then no shoes, I think it's a bit random. We got this new office, and my co-founder said, "How about we don't use shoes?" And it caught on. And I think it's obviously was a great decision to not have shoes.
Obviously, 100%. I thought it was more like deep, like Steve Jobs kind of thing in Atari. Like I don't know, I went deep into it, so it was just that casual.
It creates a much more friendly atmosphere. So I think it's very good to not have shoes.
Amazing. So I want to talk real quick into the growth channels. You've obviously grew so fast, so little time. You've said reportedly it has been that 12 different growth channels to acquire new users. What's something unconventional that you guys made to reach the status that you made, distribution-wise and growth-wise?
So unconventional, I think I kept posting interesting things on social media, and I worked with two people who are actually engineers, but they also have a good feeling for social media. And we sat down like, okay, how do we create value in with the Twitter thread, for example, explaining like how did we become successful, And we made sure to do that as well as having something unique to talk about. And I think that was like one of the keys to our success.
Do you think what was there like one tweet, one campaign, one thing that skyrocketed, or you think it was multiple?
No, it was just the product being so good, and then so it would have. I would love to know how much where we would have been without any marketing. I think like today where AI is such an advantage. Like Lovable creates so much value compared to how you did before, and it kind of happens so fast. The most people aren't aware of how powerful the recent tools are. Like things are happening on such a quick time scale. So in some sense, marketing becomes more valuable. Like there's such a big gap in like how much value can be created and how much people know much value can be created. And that's why I think marketing is important these days. Again, you asked about like the different channels. I think understanding social media yourself is valuable, even if you're doing performance marketing, which we don't do really. It's like paying for like sponsored videos. Understanding social media is key to that as well these days, because it's like you pay for TikTok videos and you have to understand social media for that.
Would you say this is a random specific question, but lots of companies use enemies, for example, like in the days Apple, like the big blue IBM, you know, kind of thing, or nowadays like with X, like freedom of speech, Elon Musk really pushed on that. Do you think, because Lovable, you push on loving the product, but is there an enemy, you know?
I think we're thinking in terms of empowering anyone to create. Awesome. And the enemy is like how difficult it has been to code. And otherwise, I prefer to not be too combative with other people. You might have seen that I sometimes do tweet about other people in the space, which I think is a bit fun.
I know. I saw the billboard also yesterday with the Cluedy guys. Really awesome. You guys have you know each other? I imagine. No? Yeah. That's awesome. Is it really possible in a very near future, and if you can predict, to have a solopreneur building a unicorn? Yeah,
I'm confident that will be possible to happen. I have no idea when. It's hard to predict when.
But it's possible, right? We're gonna see it soon.